How a candidate enters time into the Tracker RMS timesheet portal when you've chosen to clock in and clock out. The candidate should have already received an email with your portal URL as well as their username and password. When they click on that link, it should look very similar to this. They'll enter their username and password and click Log In to get to the timesheet portal. Here on the main menu, you will see timesheets, and the candidate will also see how many assignments they've been added to. To get to the timesheets, you will click on the Assignment button. Clicking on the Assignment button will bring you direct to the timesheet itself. It always defaults to the week that we are in, but if they need to switch back to a previous week, they can use the buttons in the top right and click back to get onto the previous week. Here, the candidate will see the different activities that they can log their time against. They should click in the box on the line of the activity that they would like to log their time against. Usually the top one, or hours worked, regular hours, something along those lines, will be the standard place to put your hours. To put the hours in, you'll click into the box itself, and then click the Clock In, Clock Out button. Here, they're going to type in the time that they clocked in by clicking in here, and either typing in or using the sliders to change the time. Once they have the time set, they can hit OK. They'll then come in and add their clock out time. And I'll show you how to use the slider here by sliding that back, and you'll see that change to 00 for the minute. To account for any breaks that need to be taken out of time, you can click into here and type in or use the sliders as well. And then here, they can put the time that they came back. Once this is all set, you can hit OK, and it will calculate the hours for you inside the box. Now, if there's a day when they're taking a PTO day, they would need to come here, and again, account for the hours that they are supposed to be paid for PTO. So here, they can change it to their standard hours, put in a break time, or they can just adjust the hours here if they know they're supposed to be paid for an 8-hour PTO day. If anything needs to be changed, they can click into the box and hit Clear Entry. Or if they need to add any notes towards these hours, they can click into the Notes box and type up a note. Time should be entered daily, and the timesheet should be saved after each time they add an entry. Once the timesheet has been saved, you'll see that the boxes are outlined in blue to note that these hours are pending and have not been submitted, approved, or rejected yet. If you've set up and allowed for rollover for overtime, it will automatically calculate that for the candidate if they put in hours that meet and go above the threshold for the rollover time. So if I put this in for 7 a.m. clock in, 5 p.m. clock out, and no breaks, you'll see they have a 10-hour day. But as soon as we hit save on the timesheet will then update to show those extra 2 hours in the overtime line. You'll see here it is split out without the candidate having to separate the overtime hours. We'll go ahead and add the rest of the clock in, clock out to this timesheet so then we can submit it for approval. We'll again hit save to make sure everything is saved in here. Now you'll see all of the days have been highlighted in blue because the timesheet has been saved. Now we'll go ahead to submit for approval. Click on the Submit for Approval button. You'll see a pop-up come up asking what I would like to send out for approval. All we need to do is check off the box next to the assignment that's on and needing hours submitted. Once they hit OK, there will be an auto email that goes out to the timesheet approver for them to be able to approve or deny the time that's been entered by the candidate. Now that the time has been submitted, you'll see each box is outlined in yellow. From the legend below, you will see that stands for submitted. If the candidate needs to move on to the next week, they can use the arrows in the top right corner to then go to the next week and start logging time then. That is how a candidate enters time on a timesheet when you've chosen the clock in, clock out option.